So today we are going to play with what we've been working on throughout this week within the classes, working on building up our immune system, getting everything nice and strong for when we enter back into the real world. So you will need a towel, like a bathroom towel. You can roll that up, and we're going to use that to get into the fascia and release all the nerves there within the fascia, help relax your immune system. So we'll have that to one side for a moment, and we'll come up to seated. I was thinking about your circulation a little bit. We're going to play with some breathing practices just to help boost the circulation and boost the blood flow. So sitting comfortably, however you feel comfortable. Just rest your hands on your knees, and we'll take a breath in, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And as you breathe out, just let the shoulders draw down the back. And let your eyes close. We'll allow the breath just to flow in and out through your nose. So initiating those first few moments of the breath calming the nervous system down. And so the slower, the more mindfully we breathe, the calmer we begin to feel. And breath getting slower and deeper. Mind and thoughts hopefully becoming a little bit quieter. So just keeping the breathing nice and slow and steady for now. And in a moment, we're going to add in a Jalandhara bandha. So we're going to create a lock, which will help us to feel that lovely big surge of energy pass through the body when we let it go. So all together, we'll take a nice long, deep breath in through the nose. Get to the top of the inhale, hold the breath there. And then bring your chin towards your throat. So you're blocking the airway off and holding all the breath inside your body. And then lifting the head up and exhale, let it release. Hopefully you feel okay, or definitely feel that nice surge of energy travel through your body. We're going to try 2 more times, extending the time that we hold the breath. Okay, if it's uncomfortable for you, let it go at any time. Take a long, deep breath in through the nose. Get to the top of the inhale, hold the breath there, and just drop the chin to the chest. So know that we should never hold the breath if we're pregnant. So you just lift the head and let the breath out. Otherwise, to stay there. You need to come out at any time you come out. Otherwise, just when you're ready, lifting the head and then exhaling, letting it go. And just breathe normally, naturally. And last time, big breath in, really fill yourself up. Holding the breath at the top and then dropping your chin towards your throat, locking the air in. Let your belly relax. Hold it there. You can release when you need to, but if you can keep holding a little bit longer. And lifting your head and opening the mouth. Exhale, let it go. Breathe in and out through your nose. Allow all of that just to settle and fizzle. We'll bring the knees up together. Take the hands behind, the feet goes as wide as the mat, and just inner and outer rotate the legs, just in case that caused a little bit of stiffness there in your hips. And you got your rolled up bathroom towel at the top of your mat. And you're going to lay your shoulder blades onto the mat. Onto the towel. You have your arms down by your side, palms faced up, and you can take your feet as wide as the mat and let the knees press together there. And then if it feels all right, just lift your arms up and over your head. And then feel that lovely stretch of the arms up and over the head, that lovely opening through your chest. It's one of the systems that we've been working on is the respiratory system. Then in this shape, you've created a whole load of space for you to breathe. If you can imagine the lungs there within the rib cage, just let the breath flow in through your nose, inflate your belly and inflate your rib cage. The lungs kind of hanging there within that space. And as you exhale, just let the whole back of your body rest on the towel. Yeah, and maybe you feel the tailbone on the mat. Okay, take one more breath in here. Really fill yourself up through the belly and up into the rib cage. Okay, and as the rib cage stretches, maybe you feel those muscles in between each rib, the intercostal muscles. And then exhale, relax and release. And if you let your arms come down by your sides now, so actually not your sides, just in line with your shoulders. So it becomes more of a crucifix shape. And again, visualizing the breath flowing into the nose and making that happen. Belly inflating, imagining the diaphragm floating downwards as you breathe in. And then the diaphragm floating upwards as you breathe out. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Walk your feet towards each other and then just roll onto the right side, bringing your left hand on top of your right hand. And then just open the left arm back over to the side, keeping your knees over towards the right side. Yes, you're in a twist now. And again, opening the left arm up to the sky, and then rolling onto the right shoulder, bringing your left hand on top of your right hand. And we'll keep the knees there as we open up the left arm towards the left side. Okay, you can adjust the knees, bring them closer to the shoulder if need be. So last time, left arm up to the sky, and we'll bring the left hand on top of the right hand. And then left arm back up to the sky and over towards the left side. Okay, then bring the knees into the chest. We'll start to fall towards the left side. So you can take the knees over and then lift the right arm up to the sky. Roll onto the left shoulder. Bring your right hand on top of the left. And then peel yourself all the way back. And again, right hand comes up to the sky, roll onto the left shoulder. You might fall off the towel slightly. And then peel yourself all the way back. And last time, try and keep the knees together, arms come up to the sky. Roll over, right hand onto left hand. And then peel it all the way back. Hopefully starting to feel a bit more space in the upper body. And then once you find more space, you're able to breathe deeper. So bring the knees into the chest and then place both feet down onto the mat. And from here now, lift your hips up. We're going to slide the towel down underneath the sacrum. And you can do that however suits you. Once you're comfortable there, just hug your knees into your chest. You can always use a block here if you haven't got a towel. I'm sure everyone's got a towel though. And you can rock from side to side. So getting that massage there now in your sacrum. Trying to tune into the fascia, so the substance that wraps around your whole body gets tight when it gets cold, when you're still. The movement can help just to melt that fascia so we can then start to work with the muscles and the joints. So have the hands on the knees, and this is always nice, drawing the knees into the chest and creating a nice circle with the knees. And then take the circles the other way. And if you need to take the towel away, you can take the towel away. That's it, guys. Good. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees open, and then just rest the arms up and over your head. So if there's any tightness in your hips, try and let it go now. Try and breathe into where you feel tight. And again, if you need to take the towel away, you can take the towel away. Otherwise, just bring your awareness back to the breath. Diaphragm, the biggest, or the muscle that works the most to help you breathe. Visualize it floating down like a parachute as you breathe in. And floating up as you breathe out. Inhaling oxygen and exhaling the carbon dioxide and other gases. We'll take one more breath here. Maybe now you've lost that tightness in your hips. The knees feel a little bit lower. Just being aware. I'll bring the knees back in towards the chest. And then place the feet back down onto the mat. Push down through your feet and see if it feels all right to lift the hips up here. And let all the energy travel down from the hips into your upper back and into your head. And then lower the spine down, place the sacrum back onto the towel, and now take your feet up to the sky. Just thinking about the circulation a little bit here. With the feet up in the sky, letting all the fluid run down the legs here the wrong way. Like the river running upstream, that keeps going through my mind when I think about this. And you can start to circle the feet, circle the ankles. Circulation getting a nice big boost here. You can bend the knees and let both feet land flat onto the floor. Use your core to let the feet land there, and then push down through your feet and lift the hips up. And when alternating through that, lower the spine down, tailbone into the towel, and then lift the feet up to the sky. Good. Lowering the feet back down. And then pushing the feet down to lift the hips up. Good. Last time, lower the tailbone down onto the towel. Maybe you're flat on the floor, that's fine. Bring your knees in and then extend the feet up to the sky. Yeah. Bring your feet together and then draw a circle on the ceiling with both feet. Okay. And while the circulation is getting that boost, can you feel the massage on your lower back? Helping to release any stress. And then take the circle the other way. And then very carefully rebending the legs. Pop the feet back down onto the mat. Lift the hips up and then we'll just take the towel out to one side for a moment. And then lower the spine all the way down onto the mat. You can bring your knees into your chest, or just roll over to the right side and make your way up to seated for a moment. You can sit cross-legged, one foot in front of the other. Push down to lift up tall, and then walk your hands forwards. Relax your forehead down towards the floor. You could be on your forearms here. You could be extending your arms all the way out in front. Wherever you are, enjoy the stretch, especially in that right hip. And we can walk the hands over to the right side. Just go as far as feels good here. And you're going to put your left hand on top of your right hand. And I want you to visualize all the muscles in between each of the ribs, those intercostal muscles getting a lovely stretch. And it's those muscles that will take over to help the lungs, helping you to lift and expand your rib cage. And that in turn creates space for your lungs to expand as you breathe. Walking the hands over to the other side. And again, right hand on top of left hand, forehead towards the knee. Visualize all the muscles in between each rib. And imagine then, or even feel it as you breathe in, the rib cage expanding, that space getting bigger for your lungs. And then bring the hands back to the center. Coming up to seated. Just bring your left foot in front now. And if you can, just take your hands behind you. So we're going to draw the shoulders back and create space there for your chest and for your lungs. Nice big breath in, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. And exhale, think about shoulder blades squeezing together. If you want, take it a step further, pushing down to your knees and lifting your hips up. Again, finding that space within the hips, breathing in and breathing out. Let's sitting the bum back down and then walking the hands all the way forwards, just checking in there with that left hip. Breathing in, get longer through the spine. And breathing in. Nice, guys. Walk your way back up. And you're going to make your way into a child's pose now. So however you can do that, maybe just taking the feet behind you. Before you go into your child's pose though, take your rolled up towel, place it right by your hips, and then lower your belly over your towel, over your thighs. Ooh, let the hands go out in front, forehead down towards the floor. And if it feels awkward because your forehead isn't on the floor, then you could always stack the fists one on top of the other. You could just let the head hang heavy if it feels okay. You could put a block underneath your head. Try and take a moment to relax here. Yeah, I know it can be a little bit tight, especially within the hips. Maybe you feel your belly a little bit squashed. You can come up onto your forearms if you need a bit more space. Try and relax, try and breathe into the towel. For me, it gives an extra stretch through my lower back. You might even feel a little pulsing in your belly. You could play with walking the hands over to the right. And we push down to the left hand, explore that side there.
And then walking the hands over to the other side, keeping your belly on the towel, but just trying to get into this right side. And then coming back to the center, lift yourself up. Again, you had your head down for quite a while, so you can just rest your hands on top of the towel, palms faced up, let your eyes close, and just let all the blood flow back down the right way. Take a breath in through your nose. And a breath out through the mouth. So blinking the eyes open, come up onto the hands, and you're going to place the towel right underneath or behind your knees. Now you probably won't be able to sit down all the way. Just see where you can get to. Yes, you might keep your arms a little bit further forwards, not sinking fully into your child's pose. Might be a little bit too much on your calves, might be a little bit too much on your back. So you gauge it and see what feels good, see what feels all right for you. And once you get to that sweet place, then just relax and breathe. The joints, your knee joints getting a little bit more space here. The calves getting a little bit of a massage. Hopefully the towel just helping you to tap into the fascia, relaxing, releasing the fascia. Allowing those nerves to relax, and in turn just allowing your immune system to relax. Walk your hands up and then just slide the towel a little further down your legs so it's not so intense. And try sitting down onto your heels. Now if that is awful, then just come forwards and tuck your toes under for a moment and see if that makes it a little bit easier. And once you're there, just let your eyes close, let your face relax. You might get, if you're sat with the toes tucked under, you're getting a nice big stretch through the feet. And if you haven't got your toes tucked under, maybe you'd like to join us here now and get that stretch through your feet. Okay, maybe it feels better for you with the feet long, maybe sinking into the calves. And take a big breath in wherever you are. And exhale. Okay. Good. Coming back up onto all fours. And then into some cat-cows. You can take the towel to one side. Just letting the belly sink and lifting the head, chest up. And then with the breath out, round into the back, chin to chest. And again, inhale, letting the belly sink, lifting the head, chest up. Good, and then exhale, rounding into the back, chin to chest. 2 more times, letting the belly sink, lift the head, chest up. And then exhale, rounding into the back, chin to chest. And last time, belly sinks, lift the head, chest up. And then exhale, round into the back, chin to chest. I'm going to try and get a little bit more head down action there. So if you come to neutral spine, and then bring your forearms to the floor, interlace the fingers, and just try for a moment, tucking the toes under, see if you can push your forearms and just lift the hips up. So your head goes down, and you're looking to or past your shins. Lower the knees back down, sit the hips into the heels, come up to seated. We're going to do that one more time. Okay, so lowering down, coming down onto your forearms. Coming up onto the forearms, tuck your toes, lift the hips up, have your head down, Let all the energy and all the blood flow into your head. And then lowering the knees, sitting back into your heels. And then just noticing how that blood flow changes as you lift your head up. Yeah, we're not here for too long. Take one more breath. Allow everything to settle, to stable. Nice, guys. Good. All right, from here, let's come up onto all fours. Hopefully you're not feeling too dizzy. And then roll all the way down onto your belly. So you can take your right arm out in line with your right shoulder. Your left hand is flat by your left chest. And you're just going to lift your left leg up, bend the left leg, and then just roll over so the left foot moves towards the right hand. Feel the stretch through the right shoulder, and then retrace your steps. So you're going to lower your belly onto the mat and your left leg back onto the floor. You're going to try that a few times, just lifting the left leg up, bending the knee, rolling through onto that right shoulder, and then lowering the belly back down onto the mat, returning the left leg. Last time, lifting the left leg up, bend the left leg, and then open up the knee, open up the hip. And we'll stay here for a moment now. So I always find movement helps me to get a little bit more heat into the area that needs a bit more space, a bit more stretch. You might want to see if you can catch hold of your left foot with your right hand. Maybe it's there somewhere. Sometimes it feels impossible to find it. And then when you're ready, release the belly back down onto the mat. So you bring your right arm in, shake out the shoulder, and then bring your towel so it's in line with your left hip. And you're going to pop your leg onto the length of the towel, so I'll move so you can see. Your knee and ankle on the towel, forehead down towards the floor. Yeah. That's it. So the towel is just giving you that extra little bit of space. You push down through your right foot, tuck the tail, and try and push down through the inner left knee. That's it. You can also just relax here. So no energy, no muscles used. Just let gravity stretch out that hip joint. Stretch out the inner thigh. You're welcome to stay here, or you could slide your left arm just above your chest over towards the right side. And you can just let your head rest on your hand, on your right hand. So notice how it feels through the side of the left arm if you came into this pose. And it's kind of a restricted pose, so you do have to breathe. But when we come out of the pose, then that's when we'll get that lovely surge of blood flowing through the area. So hopefully it should feel warm, fuzzy. Good. All right, releasing that left arm. Shake it out. And we can extend the left leg all the way to the back of the mat. Probably want to take your towel over to the right side, ready. And you'll have your left arm out in line with your left shoulder, right hand flat on the floor. So you're going to lift your right leg up and bend the leg, and then see if you can roll onto the left shoulder, taking your right foot towards your left hand. And then come all the way back onto your belly, release the right leg. Lifting the right leg up, rolling over onto the left side, seeing if the foot can get towards the left hand, just towards. And then lower the belly back onto the mat, leg goes straight. Last time, lift the right leg up, bend the leg, take the foot towards the hand, and then we'll stay here for a moment, just exploring your left shoulder. If you want to catch hold of the foot, you can. If it's near there, you can. Most important though, just to explore the left shoulder, left hip. We'll take one more breath. And then we can lower the belly back down onto the mat, and we're going to get that nice surge of blood through the left shoulder as you bring it in and shake it out. So you're going to bring your right knee onto your towel. Right knee, right ankle. And that's it. Get yourself comfy there. This hip feels very much different to the other side. Pretty tight for some reason. How does it feel for you? Does it feel very different? Your forehead on your hands for a moment. Yeah, it's nice to think of this one as the right knee moving away from you towards the right side. Yeah, and that way you get the stretch there in the inner right thigh. And deep within the right hip. You can use a little bit of weight by pushing the knee down, the ankle down, or you can just let gravity do the job. We can come into the right arm now, if you want to, if it's suited you on the other side. Slide your right arm just above your chest towards the left side. You can rest your forehead on your left hand. The palm is faced up on that right hand. And just try and relax it into the outer right arm. That's it, an inner right leg. And relax into any restrictions that you find. Okay, know that when you release and when you come out of this shape, you're going to get that lovely surge of blood flowing through all the veins, all the arteries, all flooding the muscles, ligaments, everything nice and rosy. Take one more breath. Okay, one more moment. Lovely, guys. And taking your right arm out. Shaking out that right shoulder. You can extend your right leg all the way back to the back of the mat. Okay, forehead on your hands and just let those hips move from side to side. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Just push your hips back into your child's pose for a moment. Stretch out the back. So especially, I know some of you guys will find it hard to lie on your belly for a long time. So take a moment just to let the breath flow and let the spine stretch the other way. Now moving into my favorite part. So bringing the towel. You can make it flatter if it's feeling too intense for you guys. We're going to bring the towel just around the hips. So the hip flexors, just by your hip bones and pubic bone there. And you can relax the head on the hands, forehead down, and just find a comfortable place there. So it's lessening the arch in your back as the weight of your hips pushing into the towel, hopefully relaxing the hip flexors. Allow your breath to flow. Feel the belly expand, chest expand with the breath in. With the breath out, try and relax. Yeah, relax even deeper into the towel and within yourself. Do you relax your glutes? Yes, are your glutes relaxed? Breath slow and steady so the nervous system is calm. Taking this time to relax. Hopefully you've got that nice rhythm with your breath. And with the head enclosed within the arms there, hopefully you can hear that rhythm. And that's helping to lull you into a relaxed place. Like a lullaby. Carefully just come up onto your forearms for a moment. Push down to the pubic bone and try and lift the head chest up. So you won't go as high as you normally will because you haven't got your belly on the mat. Just be aware of that. You're pushing down to the pubic bone, lengthening the lower back, lifting the chest up. And then you can walk your elbows back towards the towel and bring your belly onto the towel. So you want that squishy place in between your hip bones and the lower ribs. And you can relax your forehead on the hands again. And if this is too intense, you can make your towel flatter. You can also take the towel away and just rest. Maybe take it back underneath the hip bones if that felt better. As you breathe in, though, imagine or visualize the diaphragm floating down with the breath in, belly expanding into the towel. And as you breathe out, diaphragm floating up. There's a little bit more restriction here with the towel, so the diaphragm has to work a little bit harder. Maybe a little workout for your diaphragm. Are your glutes relaxed? Okay. And I asked that because mine weren't right then. You might feel a little pulsing. That's your life force. Some people like it, some people don't, so you're welcome to move the towel or bring the hips back onto the towel. Let's take one more breath. You bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then carefully push your hips back into your child's pose. You could try doing with your knees open, big toes touching. You have your towel out in front. You can just rest your arms over the top of the towel and let your forehead rest towards the floor then. See if you get a bit more of a stretch, a bit more of an opening through the arms and the armpits and the chest. And just take one more breath here, just letting all of that settle. Moving into our last pose, come up onto your hands and roll over onto one side. Now you're going to take the towel behind your knees. So you're going to maybe roll it so it's a little bit higher if it's been flattened. And then just lay down onto your back. You're going to let your toes just fall outwards. You can have your arms down by your side or arms up and over your head. It's always nice if you're lying flat on your back to have this little prop behind your knees, whether it's the block or a mat or a towel or a pillow. Takes the arch out of the lower back. So if you do suffer in Shavasana, then this is a great place to be. And we'll take a long, deep breath in through the nose all together. Really fill yourself up. And open your mouth and exhale completely. And again, breathing in, fill yourself up to the very, very top. Imagine the lungs expanding, chest expanding. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Last time, long breath in. Opening mouth, exhale, let it go. There's no awareness on your breathing, just let the breath flow naturally, normally. And let your jaw relax, your face to relax. Give yourself this time to be still. You're welcome to stay there as long as is needed. But if you need to get moving, then we start to breathe a little bit deeper now. Bring a little bit of movement into your fingers, and a little bit of movement into your toes. Extend your arms overhead. It's always nice to do a nice lazy yawn here. Bring your knees into the chest. Give them a nice little squeeze in. Yeah, good. Now we can roll to the right side and we'll come up to seated to face the front. Sit in any shape that feels good for you. Bring your palms together, thumbs into your chest bone. Just feel that connection to yourself. Nice big breath in, chest rises up into the thumbs. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste, have a lovely rest of the day. Hope you manage to get some calm and quiet and peace within the class.
Have a lovely rest of the day.